Marcelle Holloway, and I work at the European Union Reference Laboratory for Alternatives to Animal Testing, which is part of the Joint Research Centre of the European Commission. The title of my talk today is, Can we do science without using animals? Well, the answer is yes and also no. Although we can sometimes replace animals in science, we cannot completely replace them yet. And in the EU alone, we use 9 to 10 million animals per year for scientific purposes. The good news is the trend is that it's slightly decreasing year on year. The European Commission, our ultimate goal is to replace animal use in science. We just don't know when yet, but we hope that we can achieve this by applying something known as the 3 Rs. So the 3 Rs are all about replacement, which is where we replace animals using new and emerging technologies that are human cell-based or through computational models. Reduction means designing your experiment very carefully so that you use the minimum number of animals required without wasting animals, obtaining the results you need. And refinement is all about looking after the animals properly while they're in the lab, so good housing and care of the animals. Why are the 3 Rs important, and why did we feel it was important to teach young people about the 3 Rs in our project? Well, for animal welfare reasons, of course, we don't want to be using animals in this way. Animal welfare is a European value. It's in the Treaty on the Functioning of the EU, and the ultimate goal, as I mentioned, is to phase out the use of animals. Legislation is also very important. We have a directive in place for 10 years which states it's mandatory to apply the 3 Rs in research and testing, and also mandatory to use a replacement method where it's available. And for innovative science, human relevant science reasons as well. So when we use human relevant methods, we produce more relevant and useful results, of course, and we should move towards this more sustainable type of science. And for jobs and careers, so some of the new tools and technologies I showed previously based on human models are shaping job opportunities of the future. So these are things like organ on a chip, data analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So in our project with Scientix and European Schoolnet, what we aimed to do was to educate future scientists. This sounds quite grand, but what we wanted to do was explain and promote science and motivate interest in STEM topics. We wanted to inspire young people to follow a science career, and even better, to follow a science career in one of these replacement technologies. We also want to develop critical thinking skills and debating skills and develop the culture of challenge, because in this field there can be inertia. You know, we don't change, we don't try the new technologies, we don't adapt. We want to develop the culture of asking questions and asking why don't we? What can we do that's different and better? And we want to alert young people to the importance of animal welfare. And this is because we still have to, for the time being, use some animals in science. And so, of course, we want them to appreciate the importance of good quality care for the animals. So over the last few years, we have been working with a team of teachers, and we have developed a lot of resources that are freely available for you to use to help you to introduce the topic into the classroom for children aged between 6 and 19. We ran 2 MOOCs, very well received and well attended, and we have quite a few resources such as learning scenarios, games, different podcasts, different types of resources that you can use. And they will all soon be available on our dedicated webpage. That's it. There's the link. This is the dedicated webpage where you will find all these resources, and we hope that you go and have a look and use them in your class to integrate the 3 Rs into your lessons. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Marcelle. It's very important to combine this animal welfare with innovation, ethics, and following science careers. But if I'm not mistaken, this is not just about biology teachers. I mean, this topic can be addressed in many different subjects.
Yes, in fact, that's correct. It's a very engaging topic for young people, in fact, and it can be introduced in a number of disciplines. So you can introduce it in your social science class, maths class, English language class, ethics class, not only science. So I think we had a lot of good feedback from the students and the teachers about teaching this topic. You talk about animals, so of course the children are already interested and they want to discuss and, what can we do and all this type of thing. So yeah, exactly, that's correct.
And not only that, I mean, you've managed to get it translated. You're getting even more translations coming soon, so you'll get all the materials available in as many countries as possible.
Yes, we're trying to do as much outreach as we can, do as many countries as possible in the EU and of course outside the EU, because animal use in science exists pretty much everywhere. So yeah, we are trying to translate as much as we can into as many languages as we can.
But even if they're not translated, I mean, I was having a look. Exactly. So you can modify. They can use pieces. They don't need to use the whole thing. They can use parts of it. So they're very adaptable. Thank you very much, Marcelle, for sharing this project, and we look forward to seeing what's coming next in the area.